Hello and welcome to an emergency Patriots Roundtable. It's a different night of the week. We usually don't do it here. We're recording on Thursday night, December 20th, but for good reason, or maybe not so good reason. Big news of the NFL world today. Josh Gordon, no longer with the New England Patriots. So it was a weird chain of events. I'll break down the events really quick. First event, 9:26 a.m. Everybody gets the news. Josh Gordon posts a statement saying he's going to step away from football, which was a little confusing because we know about the substance abuse issues, right? But he never really, it seemed like he had his act together here. There were some rumors that he was late, but nothing too significant, right? Well, he said in a statement, 9:26 a.m., I take my mental health very seriously at this point to ensure I remain able to perform at the highest level. I have recently felt that I could have a better grasp on things mentally. With that said, I will be stepping away from the football field for a bit to focus on my mental health. I would like to thank Coach Belichick, Mr. Kraft, as well as countless others within the Patriots organization for their continued support. I want to thank my fans for the support as well as I continue down the path to getting back to 100%. That was event number one. 10 minutes later, and excuse me, you guys could probably help me out with his name. Tom Polaresso?
Sure.
Tom Polaresso? NFL Network. He tweets out 10 minutes later, Patriots wide receiver Josh Gordon is facing another indefinite suspension for violating terms of his reinstatement under the substance abuse policy. Now we're starting to turn our heads. What is going on? Next, the NFL then made the suspension official this afternoon by returning Josh Gordon to the reserve/commissioner suspended list indefinitely for violating the terms of a conditional reinstatement under the policy and program for substances of abuse. That was per Adam Schefter's tweet. Patriots then released their own statement, and, you guys don't mind, I'm looking at the camera. I got to get all these words out here. They said, the Patriots, we support Josh Gordon in his continued efforts to focus on his health. His attempt to do so is a private and personal matter, which we intend to respect. Josh Gordon was notified this morning, according to Jason Cole of Fansided, that he was going to be suspended. So that's where things get tricky. So, guys, let's roll into some instant reactions. Before we do, let me tell you guys, this roundtable today, the Patriots roundtable, is powered by our friends at 1in100. Go to 1in100.co, not .com. Don't be idiots. Don't go to .com. It's .co. For your chance to win Killer Pass, Celtics, Bruins tickets, not to mention an all-expense paid trip for two to the Winter Classic in South Bend. For 50% off, use promo code CLNS at checkout. That's 1in100.co. All right, let's roll into it. Guys, instant reaction towards the news. The first question, though, I kind of want to get out of the way. Anybody surprised? Marv, Mike, Marv, we'll start with you.
Surprised, no, but still, man, this is just, it's tragic. This is such a sad story for Josh Gordon, someone that we all recognize as an unbelievable talent. Bringing him in here, you consider this like his real second chance coming into an organization like the New England Patriots.
The best spot for him.
And he was playing so well. Everything looked great. Other than that rumor, like you mentioned, Nick, about him coming late, everything seemed to be fine. Brady spoke highly of him. His teammates, the coaches spoke very highly of the guy. And then for this to come out, at first, he's saying that he needs to leave from his mental health issues. It's a sad, sad thing. And just for Josh Gordon as a man, because we don't know what he's going through, I wish him the best. I hope he can, whatever he's going through, the demons that he's fighting, that he can, work towards that as a human being and not quit either, to continue striving for greatness. But with that being said, when he first came out with that statement, it seemed like a choice. It seemed like he was he had a choice to leave and he was going to work on himself. And, you can respect that as a person really that comes out and says, I take my mental health very seriously. But then 10 minutes later, we find out you're about to get suspended. Was it really a choice now? See, it's not, you're misleading when you come out with a statement like that. So it's very conflicting. I do wish him the best going forward. I hope he does get better, fights whatever he needs to fight. But the coming out at first, making it seem like it was a choice, was very misleading to the NFL world.
Mike, are you surprised by this? I'm going to assume you're not surprised by this. I don't think anybody's surprised by this, really. And just give me your overall initial reaction. What do you think about Josh Gordon?
Yeah, I would say surprised. No, not at all. But I mean, after all the facts came out, after he came out with his statement, and then 10 minutes later, the NFL came out and said what they had to say, I think my first thought was just anger and disgust at just how could he let this happen again? How could he fall into the same trap after giving chances after chances after chances and opportunities to right the ship and you know, be a solid model citizen, a great NFL player? How could he just spoil and waste these chances away? Then when I really sat back and thought about it, you know, this is a guy that he is facing some, like Marv said, some inner demons that, you know, none of us really know and understand. The only one who could truly know and understand what he's going through is Josh Gordon himself. He's dealing with something inside of him that causes him to continue to relapse and fall into these same traps where he's finding himself suspended, needing to step away from the game, needing to get himself right. And you have to believe, you know, since he's been in the NFL, Cleveland Browns, you know, with the Patriots, these teams or organizations, you know, his agent, whoever, his family, they're trying to do all they could probably do to help the guy, whether it's go to rehab or see a psychiatrist, whatever the case may be. They're probably trying to set him up as best as possible. And it seems in spurts that Josh Gordon is receptive to any help that's being thrown his way. But somehow, some way, as we've seen in you know what's happened recently, he continues to fall in the same trap that gets himself trouble. And is it him just, you know, being a fiend for drugs? Maybe, possibly, but also on the other side of it, he has some mental issues and things inside of him that we don't know about. You know, I have sources close to me who told me that he was recently at a charity event in Roxbury as of last Friday, and he was there in good spirits. Like we talked about, you know, the teammates speak highly of him, but you know, that's just a smile he's putting on to the world, to the media when he stands in front of a microphone. We don't understand what Josh Gordon is dealing with, what's going on with his head, and it's just sad to see that it's come to this, where not only did he say he needed to step away, but obviously he broke the rules, and now he might not be able to play football ever again in the NFL.
Look, mental health and drug addiction is one of the scariest things in the world to me. It's a very serious problem. It's a problem that I think that America as a whole does have to take better care of. I think we have to focus on it more. There are some really underlying issues. And today I read an article from Ben Baskin, Sports Illustrated, that really highlights Josh Gordon growing up. And he didn't have a great go of it growing up. Part of gangs, just it wasn't great. And that's when everything kind of started for him. But addiction is a disease that you don't just get over. You know, people who get addicted, whether it's alcohol or whether they're alcoholics, addicted to whatever it is, they become clean and then they relapse. It's a tough part of society, and it's tough to watch because it's so sad. It's sad whenever it happens. Josh Gordon has had chance after chance after chance, and it's his fault, but it's not his fault because he is addicted. But what is the NFL supposed to do at this point? This is going to go into my next question. Should he be allowed back in the league, or should this be a permanent ban? He's on his 5th suspension, guys. 5th. This is a serious problem for this guy, but what are they supposed to do? Look the other way now? No. And the statement that he put out today, that rubbed me the wrong way. Believe me when I say that I feel for Josh Gordon. I think that, like I just said, drug addiction is a scary, scary thing. It's not something you just kick. I'm tired of these people that I'm seeing online who are like, oh, man, how can you do this? Because he's addicted. It's not something you're just like, well, I got a great career. Looks like I'm over this. No, it's not that. It's a legitimate problem. Whether people like to believe it or not, it's a legitimate problem. You don't just kick that. You don't just get over it, regardless of your situation. But his statement today, when he made it seem like it was his choice to step away, that rubbed me the wrong way. That really rubbed me the wrong way. Because, Marv, you said it. Mike, you probably said it too. I was too busy trying to find the Sports Illustrated article. When you make it seem like it's your choice to step away, that is so misleading that angers me. That angers me completely. You shouldn't be lying. You shouldn't be trying to spin this in a way that it's your decision to leave. You were getting suspended. The fan-sided writer, he said that you were notified about this morning. So don't try to tell me that this was your choice. Don't try to make it seem like this is your choice, because you can't even spin that when you say, oh, well, this is what I meant. I meant to say that I was getting suspended. You can't spin it. He wrote it in a way that says that this is his choice. That's, not to be harsh, that's despicable to me.
I think it's the lack of honesty there, because that's what it comes off. He's not being fully honest with the situation.
Completely.
You know, he's no fool. He must have known the suspension was coming his way, and he probably not fully thinking it through. Just said, let me get out there in front and say to the world, like, look, I want to step away. He clearly didn't think it fully through, because obviously the NFL is going to come out and say what they need to say. So, I mean, I think people would have had a little bit more sympathy for him if he was just honest about, like, look, I'm still having trouble.
Because it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation.
It's very, very. And I mean, it's sad how it's going to be portrayed, because, again, like you said, Nick, people are just going to say, well, he needs to get over it. He's a high-paid professional athlete. It's not that simple. It's not only addiction, but mental health. And you bring those two together, you have what Josh Gordon is going through.
All right, guys, real quick on this one. Give me about 10 seconds, yes or no. Should the NFL allow him back in again? This is his 5th suspension. He's had 2 year-long suspensions already. Mike, yes or no, should he be allowed back in the NFL? Should he get his 6th chance, essentially?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. You can go back and forth with how the rules are portrayed and broken down, and is it fair or not fair, but at the end of the day, NFL has a rule, and this guy has repeatedly broken that rule. So I don't know if I don't think he should get another chance. No.
Marv?
I honestly don't have an answer to this question, Nick. I'm never one to judge who should be in, who should be out. I just hope that as a man, as a human being, he can get his life right back together. Let's not even think about football for him right now.
I hope he's okay. I don't think he should be allowed back in the league based on the principle, because if the NFL is going to have these rules, I mean, 3 strikes and you're out. This guy's on his 2nd at bat. He's on 2 strikes on his 2nd at bat. It should not be. He just should. I don't think he should be allowed back to play in the NFL. They've given him too many chances.
He should be out, not because he just keeps blowing his chances, but he should be out because I think he has, more serious issues to worry about.
He needs it. You're right.
Trying to play professional football.
All right, guys, roll into this one. Give us some short answers here, because we're gonna have to wrap this up, even though we could probably talk about this for an hour. The effect that it has on the Patriots offense. The Patriots offense has struggled with Josh Gordon in it over the past 2 games, especially against Pittsburgh. 10 points. Woohoo! 10 points. Let's go, Patriots. We're still bitter. But this damn team now is down. You want to know that these are the receivers that you have with the New England Patriots this year. And a 41-year-old quarterback, Philip Dorsett, back in action. I don't think he's ran a play since week 12. Chris Hogan, Julian Edelman, and Cordarrelle Patterson. Guys, what does this do to the Patriots offense? Marv, start with you. What does this do to the Patriots team?
Patriots are in trouble. Big trouble.
Oh, yeah.
It's no doubt about it. But it's time to free Philip Dorsett. I've been saying this even when Josh Gordon was on the team. It's time to free the man. We saw a little bit what he could do in the beginning of the year. He's become a better route runner. This is what it is, man. You have to let Dorsett, be that guy who's going to have to catch, big passes from Brady when it counts. Edelman's going to get double teamed. Gronk's going to get double teamed now. So it's going to leave guys like Chris Hogan, Dorsett, and Cordarrelle Patterson to make plays. You're going to have to utilize James White back into the system again like you were using before. It's time to use your weapons, because this offense just got a lot more predictable. You don't have a guy you can just throw it deep to anymore. So Philip Dorsett's going to have to be key.
Mike?
Yeah, next man up. Obviously, we know who's left on the roster. We've seen pretty much what everybody can do and bring to the table. And Patriots are just going to have to, turn to these guys and hope that they can carry them as far as possibly, as far as they can go, because there's a huge talent, but, got to completely erase him out the picture now. And everybody else on the offensive end of the ball, they need to step up, because they need to fill that void of no more Josh Gordon.
The biggest thing that Josh Gordon gave to this team, gave to the offense, was just the respect level that opponents had for him. Because regardless of the suspensions, regardless of not being on the field for that long extended amount of time, teams respected the hell out of him, so they watched him. He was somebody that distracted them from, I mean, not like it did much for Gronk and Edelman because they're just not the same people, but there were eyes on him because they respected the hell out of him. Marv, you're right. Now that he's gone, there's going to be a lot more focus on two guys who are already having a tough time getting open in Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski. So it's only going to make their job tougher. I am glad to see Philip Dorsett back, though. I'm very happy for that because Philip Dorsett, he seemed like he was improving, and all of a sudden, they pulled the plug on him. I thought you were going to say something, Marv.
Oh, no, definitely. I'm disagreeing with you with the Philip Dorsett.
It's tough for the Patriots offense. It damages them, but I don't think it damages them that much because realistically, Josh Gordon wasn't being super productive. He wasn't the second coming of Randy Moss, like people said, or like some people were expecting. Guys, what does this do to the playoffs, though? Does this affect them in the playoffs at all? Because like I just said, I don't think it's going to affect the team too much. I do think it's going to affect the offense slightly, but I don't know. I'm excited to see Philip Dorsett back, but what does this do to this team in the playoffs? Do you have the same expectations for them, or now that Josh Gordon is gone, have your expectations lowered? Mike, quick.
Patriots just better hope they get some home games in the playoffs. Might not be the AFC Championship game, but if they could get maybe the wild card divisional round at Gillette, that's the best hope that they can have to hopefully advance. So that's what they need to aim for right now.
Marv?
My expectations have lowered, Nick. I disagree with you that it's not going to impact the team as much because he wasn't super productive. At the end of the day, Josh Gordon was still a playmaker, a supreme talent that at any given moment, he could have ripped one off to get you a big touchdown. You need big plays like that in the playoffs. Without Josh Gordon, this team, like I said, becomes a lot more predictable and a lot more easier to stop. My expectations have lowered. I don't see the Patriots as a Super Bowl team. They don't have a Super Bowl roster.
Well, I didn't see the Patriots as a Super Bowl team before Josh Gordon. Let's be real about that.
True.
I don't see them. My expectations haven't lowered much, and truthfully, that's because my expectations weren't that high. I see them still making the AFC Championship, weirdly, because I don't trust anybody in the AFC. The only team that I do trust in the AFC is the Los Angeles Chargers, but really that's it. I don't trust the Chiefs. I don't trust anybody. Any of these AFC team bums who tend to just fall apart in the postseason, I see that happening again this year. So I see this team going to the AFC Championship, but I don't see them winning it. I don't see them having home field advantage, especially if you have to go play somebody like Kansas City. If you have to go down to Texas, down to Houston, then I don't see you winning that game either. If you get home field somehow, some way, great. That's a possibility to get you the Super Bowl. But regardless, with Josh Gordon, without Josh Gordon, I see the team going to the playoffs, going to the AFC Championship, and losing the AFC Championship. All right, guys, that was the wild news of the day, breaking us out here on Thursday, December 20th to get in front of the cameras. CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. Don't forget to check out Mike and Marv, the CLNS Media Post-Game Patriots show after every single Patriots game. We got the Bills this week, so don't forget to go check that out. Follow us on Twitter. A little doohickey's probably already showed up here. And that's it. Make sure to go check out our sponsors too, 1in100.co. Guys, thank you for watching. We will be back here on Monday night. We'll talk to you.